Hi, Mavericks. This week we're going to start talking about maps. And so I just wanted to read through some of these PebbleGo stories about maps. If you want to, you can rewatch this video if you want to touch on this some more, or you could go to PebbleGo yourself through your Katie Cloud and just search for the PebbleGo tile and then search for maps when you get here. Okay.
Maps help you find your way. They show what direction one thing is from another. Maps use cardinal directions to show the way. The cardinal directions are north, south, east, and west.
All right, so remember that your cardinal directions, when we're referring to those, I'm talking about your north, south, east, and west. You'll use that later on.
Compass roses. Maps have a label called a compass rose. This label often looks like a star with 4 points. The compass rose shows which way is north, south, east, or west on the map.
All right, so it shows those cardinal directions. So here is this little red circle is around your cardinal directions, your north, east, south, and west. Okay.
Cardinal directions. The cardinal directions aren't just points on a map. They are places on Earth. North on a compass rose points toward the North Pole. South on a compass rose points toward the South Pole.
Okay.
Compasses. The compass rose shows where north is on a map, but a compass shows where north is on Earth. The needle on a compass always points toward the North Pole. Using it. Use a compass rose and a compass to travel. Use a compass to find north on Earth. Turn your map so north on the compass rose points to Earth's north. Then follow the map to get where you're going.
All right, so that's a little bit about compass roses and your cardinal directions. And those are a few tools you can use to see your north, west, south, and east. Okay, we're going to read through a couple more things about maps.
Map scale.
So we learned about the cardinal directions, which you'll see on almost every map. And then at the end of this video, you're actually going to create a map of your own, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But just keep in mind that you'll want to have these cardinal directions on your map as well. But now we're going to learn about what scale means when using a map.
Maps show real places on Earth, but things on a map are much smaller than in real life. How can you tell how far away something is? Use a map scale. A scale compares distances on a map to real distances on Earth.
So your scale is usually down here too. So if you used a ruler from here to here, it's probably about an inch. But whenever so if you took like from this dot on Texas and you used your ruler for an inch this way, then in the scaling would be 400 miles, okay, from this 0 to here. Now, realistically, this is not 400 meters. It would be about an inch, but that's what the scale means. For every inch on your map, it would equal 400 miles in real life. Okay?
Bar scale. Some maps use bar scales. Bar scales are divided into parts. Each part stands for a map distance. The number under each part tells you what distance that equals in the real world.
Okay, so here it looks a little bit different. Instead of the one line that's about an inch, it tells you, okay, this gray bar right here is 25 miles. This white bar is another 25 miles. And then this second gray bar is another 25 miles. So if you go 0 all the way across the bars, you're at 75 miles. But if you stop in between, then you're in intervals of 20. Okay, it's just a different way to show your scales.
Ratios. Another kind of scale is a ratio scale. This scale might look like 1 to 1,650. This scale shows that one unit of measure on the map equals 1,650 units of measure in the real world.
All right, so just another way to show your scale.
Word scales. Some scales use words to compare distances. A map might say 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters, equals 10 miles, 16 kilometers. Map users then know every inch, 2.5 centimeters, on the map is 10 miles, 16 kilometers, in real life.
All right, so what it's showing here is 1 inch equals 400 miles. So that's the exact same as this first
A useful tool.
first scale that we had, the 0 to 400, but the word scale doesn't give you the visual line of 1 inch. It just tells you to
Word scales.
Use your ruler for 1 inch, okay?
Using scales. Use a ruler and scale to find real distances. Measure between two spots on a map. Then compare that distance to the scale.
So, for example, those two maps were showing that 1 inch equals 400 miles. So, from the end of your ruler to 1 inch on this map would be 400 miles. Okay. We're going to read one more thing about maps, and then I will tell you what your activity is. The map symbols and keys.
Maps show places on Earth. But to make the places small enough to fit on paper, maps use symbols. Symbols are pictures or shapes that stand for real things. Map keys. All maps use symbols, but not all maps use the same symbols. Every map has a key that tells what each symbol means. Sometimes map keys are called legends.
So, key and legends are synonyms, meaning they're very similar and the same. Okay, so this key here is a great example. So, this building right here means a school. So, this doesn't say like Morton Ranch Elementary on the building, but your key tells you that this is a school. Okay, and then this building right here, it tells you this on the map is a library. So, over here is your library. That's not somebody's house. Okay, and then you just continue down. And for like this pink box says that it is a house. So these pink boxes are houses. Even though this library kind of looks like a house, I know that it's a library because of the key. Okay, and like they mentioned, a lot of your maps will have a key to show you what things are on your map.
Finding the key. You won't find keys in the same spots on every map. In an atlas, the key will come before the maps. On physical maps, the key might be in a corner or on the back. Shape symbols. Some symbols look like the things they stand for. On a weather map, a sun stands for sunny weather. Other symbols don't look like what they stand for. Many maps use dots to stand for cities.
Okay, so that was kind of like that first map, the
keys.
houses being squares. They don't look like houses, but according to my key, a pink square is a house. Okay, where in
Shape
this
symbols.
one, the sun represents sunny weather, and the partly cloudy represents with the sun and the clouds. So sometimes your symbols can represent what it actually stands for, and sometimes they can be just random shapes as long as you label what they're supposed to be.
Colorful symbols. Colors can be symbols too. On temperature maps, the color red stands for hot weather. Places colored blue have cool temperatures. Other maps use color to show where people or animals live.
Okay, so now that we've learned a little bit about map keys, map symbols, and scale scaling and all of that stuff about maps, I'd like you to take on a little project this week and try and create a map of your bedroom or a map of your office area, like where you're doing school, some sort of map. And you can draw this and just upload a picture, or you can do this on like Google Draw and actually draw it. And what I'm looking for in this map is that you have some sort of
Map
key.
keys.
I'm thinking something simple like this first one, okay? Where you're going to have pictures of something and then label what it stands for. And then you will also have a scale, kind of like on the bottom here. You can do like the line one where every inch equals a foot or every inch equals a yard, something along those lines. Make sure that you label, that you name your map, and that your map is colored and neat. Okay. And you can upload that to your assignment on Canvas. And remember that your social studies assignments are now on your ELA page. Okay. So if you have any questions about this, please join one of the live sessions and ask. Thank you guys. Have a great day.